guess it might be Phoenix just because Phoenix is such
Sheer
a
numbers.
powerful deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deck's just statistically very good. Is that a Terramander?
Like, there you go. Hand? Bam.
I think that's a Terramander in John's hand. That's pretty sweet. That's a new
Staple
card.
opening, Center Visions.
Looking at his scry here.
I always love when new sets enter Modern, like a bunch of cards out of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that really speaks to the power level of Allegiance. There are so many cards that are already in this set for Modern.
Speaks to the design team realizing that Modern's actually...
It needs a shake-up.
Exactly.
Yeah, they need to look at cards in Standard and how they're going to affect Modern, and you can tell that they really did kind of emphasize some Modern playability in the last two sets at least.
Look at that beautiful card right there.
Yeah, that full art Noble Hierarch. Michael, his Eldrazi deck is very nice.
I love foil. Me personally, I do take the time to foil out my decks.
Yeah, I know. You got some really pretty decks.
I think it's well worth it, especially because
especially in a Modern format.
Oh yeah, most cards just either stay where they're at or just keep going up.
Let's see what John can put together on turn 2. This is the turn that a lot of these Izzet Phoenix decks like to really get things set up. If they're not going to just be playing a turn 2 thing in the ice, they really want to just play like 2 cantrips, really get things going. And we're going to see the turn 2 thing in the ice, like I said. He can honestly have no problem flipping this turn on turn 3 with cards like Manamorphose basically just being free spells and Gut Shot being a free spell.
Talk about a fun card to play, though. Seriously.
Thing in the ice?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, that card's really taken over Modern. It's a very good card.
And I remember when it first came out, people were really into it.
I love the card, man. I always looked at the card. I was like, man, look at this thing. It's so cool.
On-Crop Crasher.
Wow, an On-Crop Crasher? He's not Eldrazi. He can't be. He's just red-green aggro at this point.
Right now?
Yeah, like, I know his red-green Eldrazi. I know that's what it says. But he plays too many cards that aren't Eldrazi. He's just like red-green stompy.
Yeah, but On-Crop Crasher's pretty fun too, actually.
Oh, it's a very good card. It let him get in here for 4 damage.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to exert and make the Thing in the Ice not block, and with the Exalted trigger get in for 4.
It's good, especially because you're playing that red. You're trying to get in for all that damage you can real quick.
Right, but here's the thing: is it's not like the most impressive clock, especially since the On-Crop Crasher isn't going to untap next turn. So if John can like discard this Izzet Phoenix that's in his hand, there's a Terramander. Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was earlier. There's another Ravnica Allegiance card.
See all these recent cards.
Mm-hmm. You can see the power creep here, and that's all he's got. Wow, I was gonna say I really would have liked to see John try to take advantage of. Maybe he didn't exert the On-Crop Crasher. He didn't have to. That's right.
No.
Yeah, no, I forgot Exalted brought it up to 4 power. Why would you exert it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'd be one dead thing in the eyes.
Yeah, it sure would. Okay, so this actually, I take back my previous statement. This actually does present a very good clock. This is now 5 damage. Yeah.
Exalted.
Yeah, 5 damage here. He's going to get hit with it. Ooh, that's good.
I mean, for an On-Crop Crasher.
But he got to discard the Arclight Phoenix, and that's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, you want to get that out there.
Yeah. Aether Vial in the second main phase, followed up with a Birds of Paradise and a passing of the turn. Mike here.
Got a lot of mana.
I was going to say not going to have any problem casting his spells. Let's see if his last 3 cards have a decent payoff. I see a Reality Smasher, I think.
That's what we want to see, actually.
Yeah. I'm not sure. That's maybe a Chandra. I'm not sure, though. Yeah, if that's a Chandra and a Reality Smasher, he's got some really good high-end here to get paid off for all this mana.
Definitely.
So let's see what John can put together here. Just going to come in for 1 with the Terramander, put Mike down to 17.
Getting in there.
Yep, there's a Crackling Drake in his hand. He's just going to pass the turn, though. John's hand also not very impressive, it would seem. This Izzet Phoenix decks can do a lot more impressive things than this, but it also does have the ability to just grind a really long game out.
100%.
With flips.
As soon as that thing flips, as soon as that thing in the ice flips, it's...
And that could be what he's trying to do, is just bait Mike into overcommitting into a thing in the ice.
And I mean, he probably left his mana open because he knew something was going to come up.
Yeah.
He's got a counter spell.
And here's what we're going to... Ooh, he doesn't have 4 mana.
Oh, I thought he said...
But, yeah, this Chandra is just going to eat the...
Lightning Bolt.
Thing in the ice, and then Lightning Bolt going to take down the Terramander. Mike really with a commanding position now. Still only on 2 mana, but these mana dorks really doing their job.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with those triggers going on.
Oh, that land entering tapped is really bad for John. You can't deploy the Crackling Drake. Gonna let Mike untap for free here.
Oh my god.
And it tells me that John has not a lot of interaction based on what he did last turn. He did nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
where's his Lightning Bolts?
Mike gonna find an
his time.
Eldrazi temple. Gonna tick up Chandra.
Let's do it.
Can't really tell what that is. Oh, that's a second Chandra there. I'm almost tempted to cast it.
Yeah,
He's
right?
gonna take the
Why
2.
not?
Basically, just pay for it and give it 3 more loyalty. Get another Chandra activation.
He's got the mana for it. Nothing really else to do.
Depends on what's in his hand.
That was his best move.
Thought Nuts
there
here.
There we go.
Yeah, that seems better. Yeah, like I said, it just depends.
There's an Eldrazi.
No, you know what? There are Eldrazi creatures in his deck, but it's not red. It's not red-green Eldrazi. I can't call it that.
Surgical Extraction. Lightning Bolt.
Gonna take the Crackling Drake here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure that Drake's exiled. Not sure if it matters though. Gonna come in for 2 here with Exalted. And step gonna bolt down the Chandra. What did John find here? Really needs a lot of help.
100%.
I mean, he got the Chandra off the board, which is step 1. But these Noble Hierarchs, that's still 2 damage a turn. There's an Aether Vial that is ticking up. Mike has basically enough mana to do whatever he wants for the rest of the game.
Yeah. He's had enough mana to do what he wants the rest of the game a long time
Since
ago.
like turn 2, yeah. Let's see what he found. 4 mana. Bloodbraid Elf, that's good.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a real good one.
Cascade, baby.
Finds a bolt. Bolt you down to 8.
Smash it.
Then he's going to come in for 5 here with Exalted. Put him down to 3. That's a good turn.
Now there's a quality card right there. Bloodbraid Elf.
Bloodbraid Elf, one of my favorite cards. That beautiful original foil. Big fan. Mike going to take a draw step. Finds a Steam Vents.
I appreciate stuff like that.
I do too.
I really do. I always tell the person I'm playing against if they got foils. I'm like,
Thought Scour. Mills 2. Draws a card. Finds a Crackling Drake.
Was it 10 Crackling Drakes I've seen?
Yeah, probably. At least. Shocks himself down to 1. Plays a Crackling Drake.
He's got it in the bag.
Finds a Misty Rainforest, I believe that was. So Mike has to have literal nothing. Because he can.
How many cards has John got in hand? 1?
Just the one. It's just the card he drew for
turn, which is a
Misty Rainforest.
Something else.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, he can trade with the...
the Bloodbraid Elf is going to keep smashing in hard.
Well, it trades here.
Goodbye.
But John has to find action for the rest of the game, basically.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, so does Michael. To tell you the truth.
Well, Michael's at 16 life, John's at 1.
Oh, that's very true.
These Exalted triggers, and then we found a second land, so the game's done, yeah.
100%.
Like I said, he has to find a blocker every turn for these Noble Hierarchs, and yeah, that's
he just drew land and his Drakes, pretty much. That's all I've seen. Wasn't a lot of action going on. Let's see sideboards. Hopefully there's a bit more.
So read it off to me. What do we got here, Rob, from Michael?
We got Davening Sphere, 2 of them, 3 Surgical Extractions, 2 Chalice of the Voids, 2 Rhythm of the Wild, 2 Feed the Clan, 1 Choke, 2 Thunderball Hellkites. Oh, I love that. So good. And 1 Back to Nature.
So I like the 3 Surgical Extractions, and I
quality card always.
Really good against the Phoenix deck. I also like Chalice of the Void. That card seems really good when you're playing tribal 1 and 2 drops like the Phoenix deck is.
Now, would you play Choke?
No, I don't think that John plays like enough islands. A lot of his lands are like fast lands and stuff like that.
True.
So I don't think that's necessarily as good in this matchup. There is an argument to bring it in. Maybe you can bring in Damping Sphere too. That's a possibility
definitely.
Because they are trying to cast like a 3 amount of spells in 1 turn. So even if you can keep them off it for 1 or 2 turns, with that card, it's good enough. So it's just how much dead weight do you have in the main deck?
As soon as he gets a Phoenix out there too, he just Dance Moon Sphere. It's just, there you go.
Yeah. So what do we got here from John?
We got Threads of Disloyalty, 1 Chandra Torch of Defiance. We got 2 Blood Moons, 2 Anger of the Gods, 1 Disdainful Stroke, 1 Young Pyromancer, 1 Abrade, 2 Dragon's Claws, 1 Dispel, 2 Surgical Extractions, and 1 Rend Volley. Definitely more Surgical Extractions probably going to go in.
I don't know if they're as good against red-green Eldrazi. I do, however, I like the Disdainful Stroke. I think that's really good against them.
Anger of the Gods. He had a lot of mana dorks last game.
You can
Like a
bring
lot.
in. There is an argument for Anger of the
Maybe
Gods,
one.
maybe. It just depends on how much
Blood
again,
Moon?
dead
Do
weight.
you think a Blood Moon would be decent?
Blood Moon, there is an argument for Blood Moon. They play very few basics. I mean, they are
That's
red
true.
based. You know, they're not like as red based. They are playing a lot of like the Eldrazi lands. So you could bring it in. You could
That's
bring
the
in
only thing I was thinking of. Just mess
Yeah.
up the Eldrazi lands.
I don't know.
It's a cool
That's
little
probably
hang
about
up
it.
sometimes. It's a
Yeah.
cheap Blood Moon's a cheap card. If you do draw into it, you're like,
There's also
know,
an argument for
slow 'em down
Chandra,
a bit.
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, Chandra seems a little grindy, but it does deal 4 damage, which is really relevant in this matchup.
and then Young Pyromancer, the Braid, nah. Dragon's Claw?
No,
No.
none of the rest of that speaks to me. So that's what I'd imagine, something along those lines. Maybe, 1 or 2 things we missed, but something like that, I'd guess.
I like it. How about Chalice of the Void? Would you do it?
With no waste in the deck, you can't cast your Eldrazi if there is a Blood Moon out. Yeah, that's a good argument for bringing in the Blood Moons.
Yeah, I mean,
The Eldrazi are hard to cast if there's a Blood Moon out.
that's what I'm saying. It slows them up just a little bit, definitely. And I mean, what? Blood Moon's 2 mana?
It's 3 mana.
3 mana?
You don't know
There
what
you go.
Blood Moon costs,
I
Rob?
couldn't think of it right now, offhand, really quick.
Shame. Shame him, chat. He said,
I don't like where that's going.
Come on, Rob.
Come on, Rob.
Get your stuff together here. Get it together.
I was paying attention to my balls.
Your balls drink.
Yes.
Balls energy.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you the balls energy, Rob. Drink it up.
I'm trying to get sponsored by balls.
Yeah. Hashtag sponsor.
Hashtag sponsor. Hashtag Fire Festival.
Oof.
Did you watch that documentary?
I did, dude. It
Oh
was
my
really
God.
funny.
It was.
I watched it at work.
So, there's a thing on Reddit I seen that the guy is... Okay, so his name's Billy McFarlane.
Okay.
And he's all squinty-eyed and all that stuff. And people are saying that he's related to Seth MacFarlane. There's a resemblance, too. There is quite a resemblance, I'd say. Like his,
That'd be funny.
Demolition
Alright.
brother.
So, game
Scalding
2
Tarn.
here. Both players are going to keep. Turn 1, we're going to probably see one of these Faithless Lootings that John has. No, maybe he just passed. Maybe the land came in tapped. I don't know. Looks like the land came in tapped.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, they were moving pretty quick. So I'm not sure.
Very quick.
Yep.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. Dude, I worked all day. I'm tired.
I feel you. Thing in the Ice. I love that. It's a good turn 2 card. I love seeing that.
I'm curious as to why he didn't shock one of these Faithless Lootings out. Maybe he just doesn't want to use them yet.
Yeah, he's probably saving him for something better
Probably
in his
just
hand
the
to
thing in the
discard.
ice. Just want to power turbo flip it.
I mean, at this point, that's what I'm
Okay,
trying
and
to
he
rush
gets
to.
rewarded. Finds a second Arclight Phoenix.
There we go.
Yeah, that's some gas. Now you just get to draw 2, discard 2 Phoenixes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he's waiting for,
Yeah.
He's waiting
I mean,
for
you just
better
get like
cards
the
in his hand.
ultimate payoff when you draw the second Phoenix naturally.
Yeah.
That's just like a power play, you know what I mean?
Especially it just
Look at
saves
that,
what it
second
exactly.
Faithless Looting. This guy's an animal.
No, this is the game I'm looking for, honestly.
He's drawn 4 lands in a row, though. That's pretty savage, considering he already had a land in hand. And the other card he has is a second thing in the ice.
I
So
mean-
this is honestly kind of depressing. I feel bad for John because he bricked very hard.
Well, hopefully he's just cycling through his lands at this point.
Well, that's tough. You know what I mean? When you're going to draw 4 extra cards on the turn you want to go off, you have to
Yeah.
expect that one of them in your, 40 spell deck, you know what I mean? Or, whatever it is, 25
I can tell you right now, he was very
is going to be
depressed.
one of them. Yeah, he looked at those 4 lands and was like, really?
He was very, very depressed.
Really? I might have scooped there. I might have rage quit. Might have tilted out.
Tilt hard.
Because that's some tilt.
You play too much League.
Yeah, I do. I don't even play much anymore. I
do.
just tilt.
I got back into it hard.
See what
It's
Mike can
addicting.
put into play here on turn 3. He's got a lot of cards in hand.
He does. Oh my god, he's stacked.
Yeah. Looks like a lot of them are lands, though.
I was going to say, most of them are lands, yes.
He's going to show us a whole bunch of lands and another thing in the ice.
Hey,
He's
beautiful.
depressed.
Yeah.
I'd be depressed, too.
Oof.
Yeah, go ahead and take the second thing in the ice, brother.
Yeah.
All good.
Not what he wanted to take.
Ah.
Brick.
You just hate to see it. You
I'll be
really
breaking
do.
the wall, man.
Well, hold on. Flashback your faithless looting, John.
Right, I mean, you got to.
You got
at
to.
this point. Oh, thanks.
Manamorphose.
Look at Mike being a helpful
Serum
guy.
Visions. Good God.
There we go.
All
But
too late.
Did he play a land this turn? Is this his land?
He's going to discard 2 lands. No, he hasn't played a land this
There you
turn.
go. Okay, good.
But okay, he gets to flip the thing.
Woo!
That's good.
Beautiful. Look at it, it's a thing.
It is. Another land. Good, good.
From the ice.
Did he just draw 2? I don't know.
It's a scry.
One top, one bottom. Coming in for 7. Oh, thought not triggered. That's right. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis is like the best modern player that comes into the chat because he always calls us out when we're wrong. He's always like, no, here's why you guys are wrong. Thanks, Dennis. You're the man. John coming in for 7 with his Awoken Horror.
There you go.
Mike gonna put a Blood Braid Elf into play. There we go. Spin the wheel.
Another Blood Braid.
Lots of lands. Reality Smasher finds a Gruul Spellbreaker. That's pretty good. No one else has the time to correct you.
Thanks, Captain.
Captain Stabbin. He's a classic. Comes into the chat once in a while to just make sure everyone knows how dumb I am.
There we go.
Ooh, Mike getting
He's hitting right
aggressive
back,
here.
though.
Coming in for 6.
He's definitely hitting right back.
Depending on what's in his hand, this is definitely not a winning race. Lightning Axe.
Lightning Axe.
That's pretty good. I think that's gonna let him bring back these Phoenixes.
Oh, yeah.
There we go,
Manamorphose.
Manamorphose. Oh, look at that.
Right.
That is a sweet Storm mana counter.
Storm mana counter.
I mean, technically not Storm, but...
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I mean, you could use it for Storm.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's see what we got here.
Come on.
There's a Serum Visions.
Right, come on, let's go. Oh,
He's
and the
gonna scoop it
scoop.
up there.
He's seen those 2 birds coming in
Yeah,
hot.
he knew.
That was, it's gonna burn.
Mm-hmm. That is 13 damage. So Michael is just dead there. We're going to go to game 3. Michael's going to be on the play. We're going to need to see a better hand from Michael here this time.
Did they go back to sideboards, you think?
Probably. I don't know if there's any difference in boarding being on the play or draw in this matchup. I don't know.
He's got a lot. John's got a lot of one-ofs, and I mean, yeah.
I mean, there is an argument for like young Pyromancer in this matchup too to just go wide and make a bunch of blockers.
I mean, yeah, if you drew into it, or
Yeah, I mean that is.
like I said, it's just a one-off. It's such a far
Right, but that's the
shot.
point of it. Is like it's just good in certain matchups. There is an argument for that.
Maybe, I don't know, against Rick and Eldrazi, you're just kind of just trying to beat him out.
Yeah,
Pyromancer's kind of like, I'm going to play the slow game a bit.
that's true.
Thundermaw Hellkite, though.
I was just looking at that guy.
I love that card
I
so
do too.
much.
I played him a lot when he was
Oh
in
my
Standard.
god! I mean, I can't tell you how many games he's won me.
He's
by
not for this
himself.
matchup.
No, but I just look at it and I was just thinking, is there a reason to? There's always a reason to.
Yeah, you could always just play a Thundermaw.
There's always a
right?
reason to.
Playing against Mono Red Burn.
Yeah, I mean,
Forget it.
I love that card so much. Chalice of Voids, I think, is a little too slow.
No, Chalice of the Void is for this matchup.
You think so?
100%. You just put it on 1.
That's true, yeah.
And then if you find a second one, you put it on 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game's
Done
over.
4.
Yeah. Well, there's
More
only
things.
2.
That was a good drink of water.
It was very refreshing, I will say.
Yeah. Like Irish Spring soap. Refreshing.
A little, a little more ASMR.
Oh,
we were
my,
talking
yeah,
about.
right? There we go.
Happens a couple of times a week here. We get a little parched, get a little
Welcome
thirsty.
to the Game Store Modern
Yeah.
and ASMR
Podcast.
Yeah.
and Modern
Brought to you by Tom.
Yeah, you got to talk also. Brought to you by
Tom
and Rob.
Now we're going to whisper the rest of the match to you. I'm just
Do you want to drink any louder, Tom? Really didn't try to drink that loud, honestly.
He's a thirsty guy. Give him a break, guys. Come on. You know you're thirsty.
Let's see, we
taking
got
the
two
time,
keeps
playing
here.
a land.
All right, both players are keeping.
Oh, okay. I
Turn.
thought they already decided that.
Mike, John was figuring
I'm
out
a little
if he wanted to
impatient. I'm
keep.
sorry. This is third game. I want to see something exciting.
Yeah, right. Get something good going.
I want to see more Eldrazi.
Ooh, look at that.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's the Eldrazi
But look at his hand, though. It's a gorgeous hand. That's the best hand I think he's.
Disdainful Stroke.
That's the best hand he's. I think drawn.
There's the Anger of the Gods you were talking about.
I told you. I think I know. I knew.
Along with the Chandra I wanted him to bring in. Manamorphose. Thought Scour, which might be getting taken here, along with a Lightning Bolt. 2 Lightning Bolts, actually. He's got a lot of stuff. He just needs to
He's
find
got
the
a gorgeous
lands.
hand right there. You're Tom the Fish now.
Who's banging on the door?
It wasn't me.
I don't know.
I'm
They're
scared
not coming
now.
in. Yeah. You bang on the door, you don't get access.
Bunch of ruffians.
And took the Thought Scour.
Yeah.
He is going to get punished here a little bit for taking the Thought Scour. We found a second land here. You know, like a real Magic Pro, right off the top.
Yes. He's actually, that makes him decent.
Right?
Luck is a major part of Magic, if you didn't know.
Well, you know, they say the best players are just the luckiest ones.
Right?
There's a Chandra of his own for Michael there. Chandra seems to be a really good card in this modern format. Double Bolt. Gonna take off this Thought Knots here. Though
Chandra's been good for a long time.
she's seen a lot more play right now, is what I meant.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Though the redraw off the Thought Knots here is going to give John one of his cards back. I don't know if he did do the redraw or not.
I think he did.
Okay. I just didn't see him do it. Serum Visions finds himself a Misceurian Forest,
Scry.
Island, and Lightning Eggs.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. I think he scried the island to the bottom.
He got another
thank you,
land, yeah,
Dennis.
see? I knew he drew.
See, Dennis always got our back. Always.
Always.
You the man, Dennis. No one else in Twitch chat has our back like that. Everyone else
Guardian
is
Angel.
yeah, they're not even interacting. They're just sitting there in their house.
But that's fine. That's what we want them to do. We want them to sit there and watch and enjoy.
Well, I want them to, like, talk.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Start talking.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I command you to.
Eldrazi Obligator here for Michael.
Oh, a different Eldrazi finally. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
Not the one I expected, though.
End step here, we're going to fetch. Looking for another Steam Vents tapped. Got some different art Steam Vents. I'm not a fan of that. That's going to be a no from me there, John. I mean, you can't look across the table at these foils and these expeditions and play 2 different art Steam Vents.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Completely unacceptable.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's for the love of the game. For the love of the game.
That's true, Dennis. You're like, they may not be the coolest dudes, but I guess they're good enough. Let's see what John can put together here. I can imagine him just playing his 4th land untapped, slamming this Chandra and getting rid of the Eldrazi, and hoping he gets to untap with the Chandra one time at least.
Hopefully. I mean, that's probably his best play, honestly.
Mm-hmm. This matchup does feel like Chandra's pretty pivotal as far as who gets to untap with her first.
That was one of his one-ups, right?
Yeah.
On his sideboard?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Steve. What's up, man? He's one of our standard dudes.
There you go.
He's also going to be helping out with the podcast real soon here. I still do play for at least 3 different art negates, by the way, Dan.
You know what? Tell you the truth, I mean, if I like more than one art, I'm gonna have maybe a couple different arts for sure. Honestly, that's.
Ooh, get Disdainful Stroked, Reality Smasher. That feels good.
Like with my Tron deck, they're all different. They're all different Urza lands. The ones
Fair
I like,
enough.
You know.
Yeah.
That's one cool thing about Magic.
So both players with a bunch of cards in their hand, both on 5, I think. John needs to start doing something here. He's gonna lose to the Eldrazi's.
Yeah, I don't know if he just gets what happened here. He had a stacked hand. I don't know. Yeah.
Manamorphose.
There we go with something. Hopefully you draw into something.
Yep. Hopefully we can get something going here. There's a Faithless Looting. That's one of the best draws he could have had there.
100%.
Keep him going through his deck. He's got another Manamorphose. That's basically just another free spell here too. So if he can find at least one Phoenix this turn, he'll be able to bring it back. So he finds an Opt and a Crackling Drake off of this Faithless Looting. He's honestly got a pretty tough discard here. I think it's easy to get rid of the Anger of the Gods.
Yeah, definitely. It's pointless right now.
Yeah, get rid of the land. Maybe the Opt's a little worse. You've got a lot of redraws still. Yeah, I think he's going to agree. Nice and watery for you.
Yeah, man.
Really trying to keep it as quiet as I can.
It's fine. It's an adorable little bubble. Oh my. Oh, we played the Anger of the Gods.
Interesting.
There we go.
Alright, there we go.
I mean, he slowed the clock for sure.
Yeah, Mike's still just got a ton of cards in his hand, though. Cavernous Soul is going to name some Eldrazi here. Coming in for 5 with this Reality Smasher.
It's probably my favorite Eldrazi.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a real good one. There's the Arclight Phoenix, way too late.
Wish we seen that maybe a turn or two ago.
Last turn.
Yeah,
when he Faithless Looted, I mean, he would have gotten it back at least. Just playing a Crackling Drake, it's going to be big enough to trade with the Reality Smasher here.
At this point, that's pretty much all he's doing, is trying to slow this clock, so maybe get a Phoenix out.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's just trying to stabilize. Oh, boo. Eldrazi Obligator gonna active treason, come in for lethal.
That's